As we continue to celebrate 50 years of hip hop, let's take a ride through Queens. Queens get the money. Shout out Tribe Called Quest. Rest in peace, Phife Dawg.
Big R.
Shout out the legend that is Q-Tip.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna vibe out.
Shouts to Ali Shaheed.
If I get some turntables here, it's over for y'all. I promise y'all. I'm doing this just with a phone freestyle mix.
You know what's funny? He ain't got no turntables, so he's got that chair.
Dedicated to hip hop.
Yo, he's going back and forth on that chair.
Dedicated to Queens. I go back and forth on the chair because that's like if I'm dancing.
Yeah.
Vibe out. Roi Rapx in the building.
Oh, you on your tribe shit right now.
We starting with Tribe. We in Queens. For the ladies.
Woo! That's a classic jam right there.
We vibing out. Queens get the money. Roi Rapx, Black Tie Mafia.
In the building.
Let's take it back to the streets. The legend Cool G Rap. Shout out to Cool G Rap. Shout out to DJ Polo.
We're gonna swing this like this.
Sing the words.
I'm right in front of my front steps, thinking of a plan, looking like Raggedy Ann or doing hand, kicking a can, thinking of a place to pull some bacon.
Nas's favorite rapper, Big Pun's favorite rapper.
The GOAT's favorite GOAT.
Hold up. Queens get the money.
Uh-oh. Chill.
We just riding through Queens right now.
Fast life, baby.
Great American Hip Hop Debate Podcast. Roi Rapx in the building. My chauffeur Ash in the building. BS in the building. I can't go through Queens without playing this next brother.
I was gonna say, I know you ain't gonna play LL. I know you're not gonna play LL.
How could I not? My first favorite rapper. He built like me.
Maybe his big ass head.
Young when he was 16.
They call me Big L.
Yes! They don't call him Big Ellie. That's a lie, but dance. Vibe with your boy. Something for the ladies, Hold up. We bounce from the streets. We bounce from the streets to the ladies. Back to the streets with the legend himself. Shout out LL Cool J, the first GOAT, first artist signed to Def Jam. No, excuse me, youngest artist signed to Def Jam. Potentially like the second or third artist though. Made the label. Shout out to him. We selling Queens.
He coined the term GOAT.
Now, I gotta play one of the hardest. He's on tour right now. Shout out to him. Hustlers. Southside Jamaica, Queens. Bring back G-Unit. Bring back the tank tops for my brother Blood. Shout out Blood. Shout out everybody out in Tampa.
Let's go. Make it look diesel.
Waiting for the drop one time.
America got a thing for the skinks, shit, they love me. Black Chuckers, Black Scully, London Pele. I take spit over rainbow shit. I'm a fan who got that silver duct tape on my tray.
Hold up!
The women in my life.
If you getting money right now, put the motherfucking hands in the air. If you in the whip, windows down, energy up.
I get it.
For the hustlers, Queens. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Queens is full of hustlers. We gotta speed up the mix. Rest in peace, Prodigy. Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Oh, God.
Once again.
Prodigy.
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Terrible.
Players fuck up too. It's all good. Hold on. Shout out to Havoc. Shout out to whole QB. Rest in peace, Twin. I can't play enough of the song. I can't play as much as I would like to. We gotta stay in Queens. We gotta go to the greatest of all time. 2020 Hip Hop 50th Anniversary.
Reaching the key. Everybody's looking for something. Street dreams are made of these. Shorties on their knees for niggas with big cheese. Who am I to disagree?
Everybody's looking for something. We in Queens right now. Roi Rapx is in the building. VS is to my right. I am not ending the mix without playing the GOATs of Queens, the GOATs of hip hop, the Hip Hop 50th Anniversary concert headliners. Ooh. Shout out Run DMC.
R.I.P. Jam Master J, baby.
R.I.P. Shout out Rev Run. Shout out DMC. But they don't fall down.
No doubt, man. No
The
doubt.
Great American Hip Hop Debate
We
Podcast,
here.
episode 159. I promise I'm going to get one of those little turntable setups that just sits right here. I'm going to kill all y'all DJs.
Oh, shit.
But until then, I'll just continue to
Ghetto
be the
Ray.
pod master.
The Podmaster. This guy.
Roi Rapx,
What up, baby?
welcome to the building, my
Yes,
bro.
sir. Yes, sir.
Peace, God. Peace.
We got a lot to get to today. We're going to
Word.
get into the career of Roi Rapx, actor, songwriter.
This is actually
Artist.
not. This is actually not the first time we have an encounter with Roi Rapx.
Correct.
We was at the hip hop, the Latino Hip Hop Awards.
Urban Land Awards
Urban Land
2023.
Awards.
Actual facts. Actual
Word.
facts.
And
Linked
he
with the
was
homie.
also there. He performed there
Yes,
as
he
well.
did. Yes, he did.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think he was the only artist that performed topless.
That was a fact.
That's the energy I'm vibing.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's a Roi Rapx show. It's the God.
Feel that shit.
That's what we talking about.
We're gonna get into the new the new single "One of One" dropping later this year. We're gonna get into the project Next with the Crown. We're gonna get into some dope collabs that he's had with artists such as My Song, Tragedy Gaddafi, Royal Flush, fellow Black Tie Mafia members, Steno, Superstar J, Big Bro. Big Bro?
TL. Yeah, Big
Oh,
Bro
Big
TL.
Bro TL, yes, and the Dub Mayor. I also want to get into some of Roi Rapx's influences, some of his favorite MCs out of Queens, some of his favorite producers that he'd like to work with in the future, and the 5% culture. I'm very interested in gathering some information on that. But before we get to that,
Can't
let's
forget the
get
acting either.
Yes, the acting. I mentioned that.
Did you?
Artist, songwriter,
Actor?
and actor. Circles the movie out now on Prime. Make sure y'all go download it. Make
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
y'all go check it out.
Go
Roi
buy that
Rapx is
shit.
in there. He stars as Roy himself, and he does some dope stuff. He gets promoted to CEO. He bags of honey, and y'all gotta tune in to see the rest. But before we get to all that good stuff, let's get into conspiracy theory
What you
of
got?
the week.
Oh, shit.
Japan has announced they will be donating $2 million to the victims of the Maui, Hawaii fire, which is pretty dope compared to what I believe I read our government, specifically Joe Biden, has offered each homeowner $700.
Wow. A whole 700?
Correct. And check this out. If your house did not burn down, first of all, you wasn't allowed back in the area. They had it contained off, locked off. But once you did get back into the area, once you did get back to your house, you were served an eviction notice.
Oh, because, yeah, you were no longer. Yeah.
You were no longer welcome, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
A big, what's the word? Like a takeover, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
like not a mutiny, but
A hostile
a
takeover.
hostile takeover. They
Yeah.
wanted that property,
They burned it down, and
They
then they
figured
told
out a
you
way
get
to
the
get
fuck
it,
out. Find out
and they
else.
getting it. Shout out to Japan though, $2 million donated.
Wow.
I'm slightly surprised due to the history of Japan.
Yeah, they bombed that
and,
place.
Hawaii, but shout out to that, man. U.S., y'all got to step it up, bro. $700 per homeowner.
Isn't Hawaii part of the U.S.?
It's a state.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck they talking about?
It's terrible. I'm not surprised though, bro.
Yeah.
Especially now. Joe Biden, you played me. I thought you was going to forgive student loans. Now I get emails talking about they about to start making me pay again. So I got to ignore those student loans. I'm about to block them.
We don't never take care of our own.
We do not. Not in,
hell no.
unfortunately.
Hell no.
Not enough. Not in this country. One more story I want to get to. Any thoughts on Japan, Hawaii?
It's like you said,
Conspiracies?
it's interesting that they would donate any type of money or any type of relief, considering the history, like you said, considering they bombed Pearl Harbor and all that shit.
Right.
The fact that they donated $2 million, it's crazy.
That's big, bro. I like what they're doing with that.
And it's also basically like a big fuck you to the United States. Like, y'all should have came over here and stayed over there instead of stayed over there with them.
Yeah.
know
So
what I'm
another story I heard, right? As news continues to come out and the death rate continues to rise, another story I heard, another conspiracy theory I heard. Before the fires started, schools were evacuated due to a claim of high winds. However, work was not evacuated. So all the students were sent home. Their parents were still at work.
Right.
And the fires happened. Mad kids dead. So y'all think about that.
That's just crazy.
Another
They're killing the bloodline.
yeah, bro. They're killing the bloodline. They're taking the land. They're doing what the U.S. does, bro. They're doing what the
government is
what
governmenting.
what the European bloodline is known for.
It's crazy.
Let's move on to another form of robbery that occurred. We spoke on this on this show before, and now it's coming to light in the public. So Drew Dixon, who was the original creator of the idea of the "You're All I Need" song by Method Man, needing a remix, and then she actually A&R'd it. She got the producers, she got Mary J, she got everybody to come together, make both versions. Song went multi-platinum, classic tune, the wedding song of the 90s. It actually won a Grammy. She remained uncredited, no A&R credits, no Grammy love for her. And now there's a documentary on Netflix called Ladies First, where she's in there, she's breaking down her story, and she's finally, she's starting to get the credit that she deserves as her story comes more and more to light. But shout out to her, shout out to Drew Dixon, who was the architect and the mastermind behind one of the most famous and popular songs ever made, hip hop or otherwise. I remember they used that joint in a Coke commercial, I think it was.
They used it in mad shit.
Obviously, mad movies, like I said, mad.
I had that shit in my wedding, my first wedding.
Shout out to Method Man, shout out to Mary J, shout out to RZA, shout out Puff Daddy, shout out and rest in peace to Biggie. Anybody who was a part of that track, a part of that remix, any of the three versions, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Drew Dixon, though, definitely deserving of credit. Negative shout out to Def Jam at the time, Leor, and potentially Russell. But Russell, you know how we do. We can't shit on Queens today. Not allowed. But y'all should have believed in the young lady. First of all, she was an employee of the company, and y'all should have gave her the due credit that she deserved for creating such a masterpiece. Such a classic. Drew Dixon, shout out to you.
Facts.
Hip Hop 50th anniversary continues. Shout out to that. Let's get into the homie Roi Rapx.
Yeah.
Artist, songwriter, actor. You got a clothing brand, Good Orderly Direction,
Right.
aka God.
Right.
We got the record label, Black Time Music Group.
Right.
We got the movie Circles.
Circles.
We got the new song One of One dropping.
Right. That's
So
right.
you're working is basically it. You did have a show tomorrow, but I believe it's been canceled, temporarily canceled.
Postponed. Yeah,
Postponed. Yes, perfect word.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was crazy.
Yes, postponed. We were actually going to try to pull up. We have intentions of being in Brooklyn tomorrow, and then afterwards we was going to try to pull up to the show.
That's love. We appreciate you.
So when it gets rescheduled, definitely let us know. I know the homie Showtime TV is performing as well.
Yeah.
Roi Rapx hit the stage, so something we definitely looking forward to. Let's get into the movie before we get into the music, though. Because we're gonna stay on the music for a little while. Talk to me about Circles. How'd you end up in the movie? Is that your first time doing some acting, and is that something you plan to continue?
The way I ended up in that wasn't my first time doing. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
That wasn't my first time acting.
Okay.
My first time acting, the person that inspired me to actually take a shot at it, like get on camera, is Kawan.
Okay.
From he's an urban book author.
Okay.
So he wrote the book Animal and things of that nature.
Is he from Queens?
No, he's from Harlem.
Harlem, okay.
Right. So he gave me a shot at it in a movie that he was shooting called Love and Gunplay.
Okay.
And so I did well in that. I was like his ace in the hole. He gave me about maybe 5 different scripts.
For the next project?
No, 5 different scripts for this project that I was actually in.
Okay.
To read.
Okay.
To audition for.
Right.
I memorized all the 5 different scripts he gave me.
Wow.
So while everybody else was reading from the scripts, everything was in my head already.
Right.
And he seen that as a gift.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It was like, yo, just stay close to me. We built a relationship. So after that, my Uncle Luke started dealing with movies.
Okay.
And things like that. Luke Steffen.
Okay.
And so he started producing movies. And he came up with the movie Circles. So he asked me to be in it, and of course I wasn't going to deny him.
Right.
It was a beautiful opportunity, so I did it. I also was in his movie Pray Before You Eat too.
Uncle Luke.
Yeah.
Shout out to Uncle Luke.
Luke Steffen. Call him Luke Steffen.
Luke Steffen. I'm my bad.
Yeah.
Damn. I wanted to talk something about Uncle Luke. We'll get back to it. He's being omitted from hip hop history. But Luke Steffen, shout out to you. Love and Gunplay. And what was the name of the second joint?
Pray Before You Eat.
Pray Before You Eat. I feel like these
Love
movies...
Love and Gunplay is Kawan. Kawan produced Love and Gunplay, directed Love and Gunplay.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Luke Steffen, he produced Pray Before You Eat and Circles. He has a couple of movies out right now. They're failing my mind right now. I can't think of it. But just look up Luke Steffen on, what is that, IMBD. IMBD. Look up Luke Steffen on IMBD. All his movies will pop up.
IMDb, some sort of like database. Yeah, IMDb, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Are these movies available on YouTube or on any streaming services now that you know of?
Circles is on Amazon Prime.
Circles on Amazon Prime. We saw
You know
the
what I
trailer for that.
mean? Pray Before You Eat 2 was on Tubi. But I believe something technical happened, but you might be able to still find it on there. Okay. So check it out. Go see. It's on Tubi. Pray Before You Eat too.
Okay. I feel like I've seen the artwork for that, so I'm definitely going to look for that. I'm definitely going to check that out. Shout out to Tubi.
Yeah, I play a homicide detective in that.
Shout out to Kawan, Love and Gunplay. Shout out to Luke Steffen. Pray Before You Eat 2 and Circles. Circles is out now on Amazon Prime. Pray Before You Eat 2 now. Should be available on Tubi. Definitely check that out. Did you say you play a homicide detective in that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's backtrack a little. Before you linked up with Luke and before you linked up with Kawan, was acting something you were interested in growing up?
Yeah. I'm a movie buff.
Okay.
Right? So at the end of the day, I grew up as a kid on comedy, heavy action, drama, movies, period.
Right.
All from all surfaces. So I had my aunt that would take me to the movie theater to see the stuff that I wasn't supposed to see.
Right.
Because she loved to see movies, you know what I mean? So she ain't have nobody to go with her, so she took me all the time.
Right.
So then I had my sister who brought me to things to see, like Juice in the movie theater.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Maybe another movie I probably shouldn't have been to see, but my sister was like, you going with me.
That's right.
So I got to see, my sister was very influential in my music. Okay. Because she played,
older sister.
Yeah, my older sister Corinne. She played all the music, different music, genre music, and she's 1970, so she's in the thick of hip hop.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know what I'm saying. So that's what I was getting.
Exactly.
You
she was the main person who was putting you onto music at that time. Oh, shout out to her, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I always love hearing who that person was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was my sister.
Sharon, shout out to that.
You know what I mean? So like her friend dated LL Cool J. So and I was on the block one day when they all was, you know what I mean. So it's just certain things. You know what I mean? So yeah. So. But when the acting, I just always loved movies.
Right.
Always loved movies. Beverly Hills Cop, Eddie Murphy, one of my favorite actors. So, yeah, movies was always something I wanted to do, I guess subconsciously.
Right.
Because my sister said, you would be good at it.
Would you say that was before music, right? You wanted to be an actor before music, or was it running neck and neck? Neck and neck. Yeah.
Because I remember... I remember me running around in the house, acting out Beverly Hills Cop, acting out Rambo. Matter of fact, when Beverly Hills Cop came out, I acted out the parts in Beverly Hills Cop in the actual aisle in Sunrise Cinema.
Okay.
Yeah, in Sunrise Cinema. I was
Right while the movie's playing?
Yeah. So I guess it's the same time.
Right.
At the same time. Yeah.
Dope, man. Shout out to all them classic movies that we all grew up on. Shout out to the VCR era, bro. And watching movies kind of over and over and shit.
The 80s, man.
So once you got into the movies, obviously your dedication is apparent with your memorizing the scripts and stuff. Tell me what else you enjoyed about the process.
The fact that you get to put a little bit of you into something that has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Right? Like, so they give you these characters and you study the scripts and you have to, me per se, I find a way to find a little bit of me in the script. If it's not there, I find a way to add me into the script. Right. So I'm really good at improving. Another thing that Luke picked up that he liked about me. So I'll add a little bit of me or a little bit of, because I'm such a movie buff, I kind of know what should be in the part a little bit, right? So of course with the director's direction, I talk to the director first. You know, I've been on sets before, so I know how to go about things. You know, I talk to the director first, tell him what he thinks, and might give him a sample run of what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And from there, I improv from there.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So I put a little bit of me inside the character, and that's my favorite part.
Dope. Did you find it at all difficult to play the homicide detective?
No, because you know I just do the research. Right. I'm a movie buff, bro. Like I'm telling you, like pardon me, I gotta bend down real quick.
No, right on.
I'm a movie buff, bro. So it's like all I did was go back and I started watching what's that
Law and Order.
Law and Order. That's it. That's exactly what I wanted, because to get the stands right. You know what I mean? How they stand when their gun is on their waist. And,
the attitude.
And then, you know, my actual life. That's where I get to add in my actual life.
Right.
I just add my life experiences. You know, not happy to say, but my life experiences and run-ins with as a black man with the police.
Right.
So, you know, I just add that on and put that all together in like one pot. And then I become a homicide detective. You know what I mean?
Hit me with your 5 favorite movies of all time.
5 favorite movies of all time.
And I know the list varies depending on the day.
It could be any type of movie.
Of all time, like, but you know, it varies because of age group though. Like, you know what I mean? Age, time, like.
All time, you could grab from the kid era, the adult era, last week, just stuff that you mess with.
All right, so because we sitting here, I can give y'all this classic Transformers.
The movie, okay.
The movie, though.
Yes.
The movie. I know what movie I'm talking about.
The first heartbreak that most of us experienced.
Yeah. Transformers. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. We can go from there. Life
is a good one.
Yeah. Life.
Underrated classic.
Hell yeah.
Definitely a classic.
Doesn't get talked about enough.
Let's see. I'm trying to give different genres. But in the same thing. Let's see. All Marvel.
Yeah. Even before Iron Man? Like
what
the trash Hulks that came out a little bit before?
Yeah, I watched them. I was amped to watch them, even whether I was disappointed or not.
Was Punisher Marvel? Is Punisher Marvel?
Punisher was trash.
The trash Punishers that came out.
Yeah, they're not doing Punisher right.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the Marvels, besides the Punishers. Yeah. All the Marvels.
The series was alright. Did you ever check that out on Netflix?
On Netflix.
I watched it for a bit. But,
nah, that shit was dope. I know it's slow. It kind of starts slow, so it's hard to like stay with it. But trust me, stay with it. That shit is real dope.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out.
There was a version of Punisher that was mad violent. That it came out too. It had a 2-movie run. Yeah.
It was like in the late 90s. In the late 90s.
Yeah, the first movie was good. The first one was good. I ain't watched the second one.
Yeah. Dolph Lundgren was the Punisher once. The guy that
Yeah,
played
I think
Drago.
that
I
was
think
like
that's the
in
one
the
that was
80s or
good,
90s.
Yeah, that was early 90s. The other one that you're talking about that was ultra violent, that was like in the late 90s.
No. I'm talking about one that was maybe like 2003. No, even later. Maybe like 2010.
Where Thomas
I ain't
Jane is
watched
the
that.
Punisher? And John
John
Travolta's
Travolta's in
in
one
it?
of them,
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't watched that one. I ain't
That
watched
shit
that
is
one.
violent, bro. But go ahead. You on 3.
GAHHD.
GAHHD, the movie? Who stars in that?
Not John Travolta's
Not
GAHHD.
that
No.
version.
The one with Armand DeSanti. The old one from like the 90s. I remember that
Yeah,
one. Damn.
yeah.
Where they take, I forgot who used the sample, and he's talking about 50 years from now, they won't be talking about American Commission. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Jay-Z
50
uses that
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
On
it was.
American
Yeah.
Gangster.
That version of
Yeah.
Gotti. That was
No,
dope.
yeah,
That was dope.
yeah,
Shouts to Armand
yeah.
DeSanti, man. That was a dope version of Gotti.
He said, what's it about?
Yeah.
He said, you take your blows at a man. That's what makes you a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah,
you know,
that shit was dope.
yeah,
Gotti. Damn,
that
bro. I
joint.
remember watching that a lot when it was on cable and shit.
yeah.
That's a good
Gotti,
version. Yeah,
Gotti.
right.
So it's at 4.
That's 4.
That's 4. One more.
One more. We got Gotti. Yeah, I gotta go with American Gangster too.
Another classic.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, I gotta go with American Gangster also.
That's a good list, bro. Transformers, the original movie from the 80s, where the homie passes away at the end.
Yeah,
Rest in peace, Optimus Prime.
word up.
Life, classic, comedy, drama, a little bit of tears in that joint.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
And it had the dope song, Casey and JoJo, Life.
right.
All the Marvels. Quick question. Who's cooler, Batman or Iron Man?
Who's cooler, Batman or Iron Man? Iron Man.
Iron Man, thank you.
Iron
Finally.
Man is definitely
Some
cooler.
Iron Man.
Iron Man is definitely cooler. He got a slick mouth and all that. Iron Man is just a cocky.
Iron Man's dope.
He
bro.
dope. I mean, Batman is just cocky. He just, he got his, he know what he know. But Iron Man smooth.
So I heard a theory about Batman. Batman is a billionaire white man who beats up on low-level criminals and never goes after like the big dogs, like corporations or.
That's
the
not
mob
true.
leaders. So, this is a
Because he was
theory.
going against the mob leaders and all the people that was actually working with his father.
Oh, so he does go up
yeah.
against
Plus
the mob.
Kingpin.
The big mob or the local mob?
Kingpin, bro. One of his nemesis was Kingpin.
Well, his father,
whoever said
his
that
father,
theory was incorrect.
Batman's father. You mixed the two. Kingpin is a Marvel.
Kingpin is Punisher.
Punisher, yeah,
My
yeah.
fault.
Batman's father created Gotham, amongst a couple other criminals.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh, shit, I gotta
yeah,
go
yeah,
back
yeah,
into my
yeah.
Batman lore,
Yeah, right,
but I also vote Iron Man over Batman.
Right, Iron Man.
Gotti, the not John Travolta version, because that version was a little trash.
Yeah. It wasn't the version before.
No, it wasn't the good version. And American Gangster, another classic. So 5 classic joints, man. Definitely went through different genres, different eras. Now, is acting something you plan on continuing doing?
Yeah, of course. Actually, it's something I want to dive into more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Than actually what I've been doing. I just been so busy, but I definitely have been sending out auditions for casting or sending my portfolio out for casting and things like that. So I'm working on it.
How about like writing or directing your own movies?
I have started writing my own movie for my own biopic.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm more focused on that as far as movies going. You know what I mean?
Dope. Definitely keep us in tune. Whatever you're working on, whatever you got coming out, definitely want to support that. Everybody go check out Circles on Amazon Prime, starring the brother Roi Rapx.
Real quick,
Go
what's
check-
your favorite character to play? Like, do you like villains? Do you like good guys? Do you like I don't know.
I like anything that challenges my my craft.
Okay.
You know, I don't. The first good street movie, like street part that I get, as far as like Kingpin part or whatever that I get, I'm gonna take that to a different level. But that's not what I look to do.
You're right, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's something that I come from, so it's easy.
Yeah. Plus,
Right?
you don't want to be pigeonholed as
That too. But you know what I'm saying. For real though, for me on the craft side,
Mm-hmm.
it's too easy.
Yeah.
It's like cheating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've never been the person that likes to
Take the easy road.
take the easy way road.
Right.
Take the easy road. Like
Right.
if it's there, cool. But I don't have a. If it's not there, I don't have no problem taking the same road. I gotta take that get to where I'm trying to get to.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, the road less traveled normally gives to better results. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Now, after, excuse me. Well, you said neck and neck, right? So you're getting into acting and have a desire for acting. When did the desire to make your own music kick in?
12.
The
12.
age of 12.
Yeah, 12.
You started writing your own? Like, you started writing at age 12?
No. I was freestyling at 12.
Off the dome?
Yeah. Yeah, I was freestyling at 12.
With others?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Or
with
just,
other neighborhood friends that I was riding around on bikes with. That was around the time where I want to say I was bumping like CNN heavy.
Oh, the
Okay.
War Report.
Yeah.
Nice.
Classic album.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Nori, shout out Capone, CNN, The War Report. Damn, that
Tragedy
shit is so
Gaddafi, he
fire.
had a
Shout
big
out
part
to
of
Tragedy as well. He
Yeah,
did.
definitely.
Molly Mall.
Classic
was
joint,
all over that.
man. So when did you actually start writing songs?
15.
All right, and by then were you like looking to get into a studio to that level of seriousness, or still?
I was away in a group home type of situation at 15. So when I started writing, that's where I was at. But when I got home, yeah, I
Nice.
just got in the studio, started recording.
Do you remember your first studio session?
Yeah,
How'd it go?
it was cool. I ain't like the record.
You ain't like it now, or you ain't like it then?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question, right? I liked it then, but I knew there was something missing.
Right.
Mm.
Right? I knew there was some kind of talent missing, whether it
Yeah.
be from my side or the engineer side
Okay.
or the producer side. I knew there was something missing.
That's a great point. Sorry to cut you off, but I want artists that are listening and learning to know the importance of not only being the best artist that you yourself can be, but you also have to surround yourself with the best possible producer, the best possible engineer, get yourself the best possible cameraman, whatever the person's responsibility is. Make sure they're doing the best they can be, because you can have the dopest song, but if it's engineered whack and
Hell
it
yeah.
sounds like trash, then it's not.
Nobody cares.
You know what I'm saying? Not to say that your engineer or your producer were doing that, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that's happened to a couple artists.
Nah, you
know?
right. They do that. A lot of people, they go to get their music recorded, and that's out your face, God. 'Cause you don't
Nah,
smoke.
you good. You good.
And the
They get their
engineer
mu-
might
they
not put
get-
enough care into it.
They don't. They just take the money to record you and get you up out of there.
They
know
give
what
you
I
the
mean?
basic preset, label,
Yeah,
mix,
exactly.
whatever.
So you really have to sit there and executive produce your records
Yeah.
Right.
as an artist, especially as an up and coming artist.
You gotta tell them what you want, basically. Like, look,
Yeah.
I want it to sound like this.
And sometimes that's hard because as an up and coming artist, you don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you know, but you don't know the way you could voice it
Right.
and tell them what instruments and things like that.
Yeah.
So you got to work with somebody that got the flavor that want to work with you. You know what I mean,
True
and make the
indeed.
magic with you.
Yeah.
And it works like that. But you definitely have to executive produce as an up and coming artist.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta. You have to tell them everything that you want or don't want. And as an up and coming artist, you might not even know the terminology yet. You
Yeah.
might not even be studio educated
Right,
enough
right.
to explain to them that the highs are too, they're not wide enough or whatever.
Yeah.
And then also, as a new artist going into a studio, you might not even have the confidence in yourself to voice to them. You know, if you're like intimidated by the whole setting,
True.
Right.
that
So
might
that happens.
affect your
Right.
ability
That
to,
happens.
communicate what it is that you want or what you're
Yeah.
trying to achieve. Especially if it's a dope ass studio, right? And you walk in, new artist, first time in the studio, and you're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this is dope. And then
Hell
you see
yeah.
the engineer, and he's sitting. That shit look like a throne and
Yeah,
shit,
hell
and
yeah.
the whole setup looks like the Starship Troopers joint. and you're like, wow, this will look crazy.
It's definitely intimidating, especially if you got people in your studio session.
Oof, that too is. God,
You know, as a beginner.
God forbid you don't know them and shit. Like,
But that's the thing too. You gotta go with somebody that's already been in the studio and it has proper studio etiquette and shit like that. You know
but
what
not
I'm saying?
everybody
Right, but
has
sometimes,
that.
sometimes you don't get that though.
Yeah,
Sometimes
So
you
you
ain't
have
got
to
nobody
learn.
that believe in you, so you gotta go and handle your business and
true.
create and be the best that you could be at what you're doing and really work hard on your craft without anybody being around. You know what I'm saying? That was a thing that I did and that I also love to do also because it allowed me to create the way I wanted to create. No distractions. I'm a person that like to work. I don't really care about us getting high all day and drinking and laughing and joking. I want to get the work done. We in here. Let's get the work done. You know, so the more you can do that is when you control your cipher.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you control your cipher, you ain't got people up in your spot, you can get work done. So
Now, when you said that was something you did, are you referring to like learning the other aspects of the music as far as the engineering stuff and the producing stuff?
I'm an executive producer.
Right.
I don't know how to push buttons.
Right.
You don't know how to actually create the music and shit.
I don't know how to push it, none of that.
Right.
I'm more of a orchestrator.
Okay. Still production.
So yeah, it's definitely production. Because if you hear scratching in the record, I'm the one that told the scratching to go there.
Put some scratching right there. Yeah.
Where to put it, how to put it, what words to use to scratch over.
Yeah.
Where to put certain drops, where to put certain artists, if it's multiple artists, or even if it's one, where to put certain verses. You know, you have to create the record. You have to create the vision that the artist is bringing across. So, yeah, I do that as well.
Now, do you do that for other artists as well?
I do that for anybody willing to pay me.
As it should be.
Like on God.
Absolutely.
Because I'm really good at it, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's crazy you asked me that question because I had a vision that I was gonna actually say this to y'all. I'm real low key. I'm the best fucking executive producer out here right now.
There you go. Talk
Yeah.
your shit.
You
man.
understand what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
Because hip hop is lazy. The people that's in the positions, a lot of them are lazy. Like they're lazy from the game of already wanting somebody to come in. You see all the stuff we spoke about?
Yeah.
And they want somebody to come in off the streets knowing that.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, so you lazy off the rip,
Yeah.
but you want all the bread.
Yeah.
Like, you build these artists up because it's a lot that they missing. It's a lot I went through to be where I'm at.
Plus, also, they're working on whatever sells most. So it's not about innovating even the sound or anything. It's like, all right, if this record sells and we could get $50 million profit off of this, then we're gonna push that. Doesn't matter what it sounds like. It doesn't matter what it took to make. Doesn't matter the craftsmanship that went into it. It could be trash, but if it sells, that's what we're pushing.
Well, that's the problem. Like, and I think the problem is playing devil's advocate, the capability to innovate at a high rate, at a high production rate, right? The ability to be innovative at a high production rate, in a mass production, because you got multiple artists that touch multiple different people, you know, different genres of people, different races or classes of people. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's the problem. So that's the solution. I'm the solution to the problem because I understand how to do it on a masses, that on a level that high. You understand what I'm saying? Because for me, it's just natural, and it's something that I love to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do it for any artist, like I said, willing to pay me, and for my close knit people and people I care about.
Right.
You know, I got them. I make sure my whole circle's straight.
So let me ask y'all both a question that I came across recently. I think it was on Twitter. So we all agree that hip hop at the moment is substandard, to be nice, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who's to blame for that? Is it the artists? Is it the fans? Is it the labels? Is it all of them?
Yeah,
It's everybody.
I think everybody plays a part. There's not just one like singular thing that you could point to and be like, this is what fucked hip hop up, or this is the reason why it is the way it is right now. I think it's a multiple Like it's different things that contributed to why we're at where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
But what if I tell you one of the three controls the other two?
Let me hear it.
Record labels control the artists that are put out.
Right. They control the
Record
sound.
labels
the
control
music.
what reaches the fans.
Right. The music.
So once substandard artists got traction and record labels repeated the formula, they are therefore putting out the garbage. And the fans, being fans, mainstream fans I'm talking about, not hip-hop heads that go fucking search the next shit. I'm talking about mainstream middle America fans.
Yeah.
Once that thing becomes a trend, the substandard sound that record labels are all putting out, that's what they accept.
Well, again, because like Roy said before, it's not driven by innovation or sound. It's driven by sales.
Right.
So they're gonna go with what sells the most, not what sounds the best.
This is where
you're not disproving me.
This is where
you're helping me.
But this is where the label, some of the slack is not on the label. This is where some of the slack becomes on the artist. Even though there was artist development, right? Back in the days, like you say, like 90s or whatever, right? There was artist development and all that. The rappers were still nice. Like, they were still creating. The music they was writing was, like, still creative. It was, it's not about the time. Like, even with, they're expecting the artist, well, for not even expecting, the artists are not even coming with that level of talent and of care of their own music. You understand what I'm saying? So they're more chasing the dollar than chasing the creativity.
Right.
So that's where the innovation doesn't happen.
Right. That's where it dies.
So everybody wants to be a rapper instead of you might be really good at something else.
Right. Exactly.
But you're not chasing that because you're chasing the money and what you think is where everything is at.
Mm-hmm.
So, or what's cool, right? So that's where the innovation dies at.
Yeah.
If there was more people trying to be innovative on a production level, the music would be different. We'll have different genres and different sounds of music, and in the music that we have, you can have it the way it is. We can have all the music the way it is, but someone that's making everything sound like its own.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm
you don't
saying?
want to sound like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's where that comes in. So you can do everything that the label's saying to do. You just gotta, switch. Good music is good music, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to, and the labels, yes, they do. They only accept certain things, and they be like, hey, this, you know what I mean? But you're an artist, and right now, independent is pumping. So what's really the?
Well, now it's a different.
I mean, some people
world,
lie
right?
about the independence too. You know what I mean? There's people that are signed to labels, the subsidiary labels, and they're under major labels or whatever, under production deals. You know what I'm saying? So they have that, but then a lot of people are bumping independent. You can just get yourself some merch.
Yeah. A lot of artists will deny being signed in order to keep that independent flag on them.
Yeah, I think Jay-Z did that.
Artist support.
Jay-Z made that cool, and everybody, it's like a thing. But it's shit. If the deal makes sense, it's all about what you negotiate. If the deal makes sense,
Right.
and what your work ethic is for.
Right.
Because what people don't understand is it's a job at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 9 to 5, so it's what your work ethic is for.
Yeah.
So if you sign a contract or whatever, it's just like any job you get. There's a contract that you sign with the job.
Yeah. Well, it's also too the how easy it is to make music nowadays. You can make music in your bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like before, like you just said, an artist would get signed and they had to be at the studio at a certain time because the label was paying for it, and that was also coming out of your budget.
Right.
So you had to be there.
Right.
You had to basically clock in and be there when they told you to be there. Otherwise, you're losing money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nowadays, these dudes have their studio in their house, and it's whenever I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's different.
Yeah. But you still have to keep up with the flow of the music. You still have to keep up with the flow of the times and just be innovative, man. That's it. That's all it is.
I think also that's also what might have killed a lot of creativity too. The fact that you could do it anywhere now. You can do it sitting in your living room now. Before you actually, you had to gear yourself up to like basically like I'm going to the studio. I can't fuck around today. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what I got. I got to get this done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah,
different.
but that's whack. That should be a reverse. The fact that you can do it anywhere should have made creativity more
Better?
popular. Because
Yeah.
now, when you get an idea, you could just go work on it and fuck
Yeah.
with it. You don't have
Right.
to wait to go to the studio.
Right.
I don't know what caused the decline, and some people will tell you there's not a decline. Some people will tell you that we're living in the greatest stage of hip hop yet. So it all depends on the perspective.
True.
Well, in
But-
New York, as far as our New York sound, this Upper East Coast sound. Shout out to Jersey. This Upper East Coast sound. We is lacking.
Lacking?
And we're lacking,
Mhm.
and not so much that it's the artist on the lacking part. It's the politics, man. The politics is what really kill the music because, a person that ain't never had no power
Yeah.
finally gets some power. Or
Oh,
a person
they
that never
beat
had
the
no
shit out-
religion,
Yeah.
and they finally get some religion. They the most holiest person ever, right?
Yeah.
You know?
So that's how it is. We have made it to where we are overbearing with the politics. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
In the industry.
In the
Well, in
industry.
the world.
In the
Yeah.
world,
Truth be
period.
told,
But in the
yeah.
entertainment business, we are
Yeah.
overbearing with the politics where you just blocking out all creativity. Like so me, I'm a businessman, right? But I put things on a scale, on a weighing scale. When things when opportunities come across me.
Okay.
Opportunities or things that seem to fall on my lap that I don't even look at as an opportunity. You know, right? I put everything on a weighing scale. If there's a talent or there's something that can help me in what I'm doing or I can see something in it, I'm gonna make sure it work. I'm gonna push it. You know what I'm saying? And what we living in is a lot of people. All right, so the people back in the days that was doing hip hop, they chased a vision. They invested into a movement.
Right.
Nowadays we chase pennies.
Yeah.
Like we chase the little bit of dollars that could have got us to way more money than what we was chasing for the situation, right? Because independent artists is coming up, they don't have all the funding and all the things like that and stuff like that, or the know-how of how to move.
Yeah.
So even if it's not funding, it's still knowledge. Like you can give a artist or any kind of talent knowledge,
Yeah.
and they can use that. We done got the politics so thick that we don't even want to give nobody no knowledge to do nothing.
Yeah,
that we
exactly.
see a talent in. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
But,
all right, let me give you a perfect example. You have Hot 97 105.1, and not even just Hot 97 105.1, but you have DJs like Funk Flex, Red Alert. Hip hop has certain songs in it that have these DJs rapped, and depending on what station they play, they either block it out or these DJs act like they can't be friends, they can't talk to each other in front of each other. That's ruining the culture, bro.
Yeah.
All for politics. Now that's ratings and all that, but
Yeah.
at that point, don't even speak nobody's name. But the fact that you got to block certain names out on a record, the record ain't for y'all. The record's for the people. It's not for the station. It's not for y'all.
And the beef be fake anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The
Industry
politics start.
Not only that, the same company be owning both stations.
That's
the
what I mean,
politics start ruining the culture.
Yeah.
But
Because
something you said earlier to me will always overpower that. Whether it's good music will almost always win, I guess. Right?
Nah, man. The money, bro. The money wins all the time, bro.
Yeah.
People, it's again.
Nah, not with music.
Yeah.
The money wins, but a good song, independent, if it catches on, it goes on to blow up. It goes on to make its own money.
I'm gonna be honest with
With
you,
or
I
without the
don't believe in that.
Nelly's
I
a
don't.
good example.
I don't believe
Ludacris is
in. I
a
don't
good
believe in songs catching fire on their own. You don't know I say catching fire on their own because you gotta put some work in that joint.
Yeah.
I don't
You
care
gotta
what
put money
it is.
behind it.
You drop that record, bro,
Yeah.
and don't put no. Okay, driving to do a show is putting money into the record,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Pressing up, if you're gonna press up cover, that's doing whatever. Whatever you do to further that record is putting money into that record.
Yeah.
But that's you putting money into the record before the industry.
Yeah,
You're supposed to. You're independent.
Yeah.
If you don't give it up, don't bother recording the fucking record.
I don't know. I'll always think about what Chameleon said when he had driving Riding Dirty, and he was like, I knew that song was a hit, but at the same time, as much as I knew that song was a hit, I knew that it would only it would only reach a certain audience without me putting extra money behind it or the label pushing it more or putting more money behind it. He goes, if it hadn't been for that extra push, the song wouldn't have been as big as it actually was.
Yeah, so
and he acknowledged that.
But look at the terminology that you're using. The song wouldn't have been as big as it ended up being, but it still would have been a big song.
All right, so what about Bobby Shmurda, Hot Nigga?
That shit blew up.
Yeah.
It didn't blow up out of nowhere, though.
But he works
money.
He works it until the label finds it, and then they rework it.
It blew up off World Star.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So if it blew up on World Star about a dude that it went viral, he threw his hat up, where the hat go, it disappeared, right? They put money, they paid for that to go on World Star.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Or the label.
No, Bobby paid.
Right.
His people paid for that.
to.
What I'm saying is, you have to work a record.
But I'm not disagreeing with that.
You know what I'm saying?
But a good record worked by the independent artist can go. And then when the label gets
right. Of course. That's why I say, you got to work it. You got to go on the road. You got to do a lot of things with the record. You got to get your merch up so you can sell while you performing. Because a lot of times when you performing and your performance is good enough, people gonna want to buy your merch off the rip.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. Like that's why we have the BTM God label. Yeah. You know what I mean? Clothing brand right now. Right now you can get on ROIRAPX.me. ROIRAPX.me. Right now you get the track suits, t-shirts, all that. You email us what your sizes are, we get it over to you.
That's right. So get your orders in. Black Tie Mafia, Black Tie Music Group, Good Orderly Direction, the clothing brand, both available now. Definitely check those out. Who came up with these names?
Me.
Let's start with Good Orderly Direction. That's the clothing brand that's out now. Obviously the acronym is God. What's the message you're trying to give to people?
Good Orderly Direction. We all need good orderly direction, and no matter who you choose to believe in or call your name that you choose to title your God, he's giving you good orderly direction. That's just what it breaks down to. You go into the Bible, anything that you're breaking down to, and just in life, as we live, we all need good orderly direction. Your homie on the block should be giving you good orderly direction.
Amen.
All right.
Amen. Something we definitely spoke about, we've spoken about on the show previously, as far as OGs, maybe the lack of OGs and the lack of that good orderly direction.
Big facts.
Definitely affecting the youth in a negative way. So if you are out there and you can spread a positive word, give a positive lesson, please do that to others. Now let's talk about Black Tie Music Group and some of the artists that you have associated with the label or signed to the label.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's say the brother Stino. He's on the label?
Yeah, Stino, Talking with Stino. That's his podcast.
Dope.
He's doing podcasts right now. So, we tap into everything. But that's Stino, Talking with Stino.
All right.
Yeah, he on YouTube, so tap in with him.
Everybody make sure you go check that out. Talking with Stino. Another artist, Superstar J.
Superstar J is not my artist. He's a DJ on Shady 45, Sirius Radio.
Oh, dope.
Also a major mixtape DJ from Queens.
Shout out to all the mixtape DJs. Definitely a component that I personally am missing. So give me the other artists signed to Black Tie Mafia Group.
You got Big Bro TL, right?
Big Bro TL, shout out to you.
He's not signed to the Black Tie Mafia Group, but he's my brother. That's my brother. He's on the album Next with the Crown.
Yes.
Superstar J was featured on the album Next with the Crown.
Correct. Okay. And the brother Stino.
Stino was featured on Next with the Crown as well. And the other brother, Dub Mayer.
Dub Mayer. Yeah. Shout out to him.
He's Black Tie
Mafia. Right. Definitely. Black Tie Mafia. So Stino and Dub Mayer, Black Tie Mafia.
Okay. Right. And you're signed to yourself?
Correct.
Shout out to that.
As
absolutely. So Black Tie Mafia, can we expect like a compilation from the artist?
Later on. Right now, we're working with Black Beetle Gang, and that's Josiah Hotwire and Nico B.
These are other artists signed?
Yeah.
Dope.
Right.
Give me those names again. Nico B?
Nico B and Josiah Hotwire. Josiah Hotwire produced Summertime, the record Summertime we dropped. And we doing a lot of work together right now. So
Dope. So he's like the in-house producer?
Right, correct.
Dope. Definitely. We skipped over this earlier when we were having the conversation, but to the upcoming artists, you know, you go to the studio and you learn the process, and then you grab one of the homies and you teach him the process and then let him master it. Then you don't got to go to the studio no more. Then you got a studio level engineer at your disposal. Same thing with producers, same thing with cameramen, same thing with videographers, same thing with designers. You keep that all in-house, but with the level and quality of an established, you know, knowledgeable person. So shout out to that, man. Black Tie Mafia, aka the Black Tie Music Group. Definitely be on the lookout for that. Definitely pick up your sweatsuits.
Look out for Black Beetle Gang as well.
Black Beetle Gang. Yes, talk to me about that. I'm gonna keep it real. That sounds like a rock group.
I was just about to tell you, it's a rap/rock group.
Okay.
We rock stars when you're on Black Beetle Gang time.
Out of Queens
and Harlem.
Queens and Harlem.
Okay.
You know, Black Beetle Gang. We rock stars when we on Black Beetle Gang time.
Is there music out now?
We haven't dropped a single yet, but we have been performing music.
Dope.
And people have been loving it. We have a record called Fast Life, which is gonna be the single off the album, off the EP that we're gonna drop.
A Black Beetle Gang EP?
Right.
You got a title for the EP yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It might be self-titled.
Okay.
So I like that name.
Yeah, Black
I
Beetle
fuck
Gang.
with that name. So you got the EP dropping. You also got a single that's gonna drop later this year called One of One. So
Right.
you got a lot of work that you're putting in.
Yeah, man. We got the GAHHD EP coming too.
That's your next project?
Yeah.
Dropping 2023?
Correct.
Nice. And it's the GOD project?
Yeah.
Same acronym as the clothing?
Correct.
Dope. Any features on that we should look out for?
Black Beetle Gang gonna be featured on that. You can look for Ty Farris out of Detroit to be featured on that. That might be it. For right now. Those are the records that we got definitely solidified in the pocket. Oh, my man Wishmaster, definitely my man Wishmaster. It's production by Ill Informed, my man Ill Informed from UK, and Josiah Hotwise will be co-executive producing that album with me, that project.
Dope. Now you said it's an EP. Do you have an idea of how many tracks will be featured on it?
Maybe 7.
7.
Because we're doing volumes of it, so it's gonna be God.
Right.
God
7.
EP and part 1, part 2. You know what I mean?
And they're all gonna be 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dope.
Yeah, 'cause it's a godly number.
Absolutely.
See, this guy gets me. He understands.
As he should.
He gets me. He gets me.
That's dope.
So
That's
the
dope.
God EP
Yes.
coming soon. Black Beetle Gang EP coming
soon.
soon. One of One, the single coming soon. Make sure y'all check out all that good stuff. Make sure y'all log on to Roi Rapx, ROIRAPX.me.
Black
Get the
Tie
music,
Mafia.
check the videos, get the merch, get the gear, all good stuff. Now, we spoke of collabs that you're going to have on your next project. You've already collabed with some pretty legendary artists.
Right.
You had my song on the Next with the Crown project, which is out now on all DSPs. Make sure y'all go download it, stream it, check that out. You've also collabed with the homies, the legends themselves, Tragedy, Gaddafi, and Royal Flush on IDM 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Who came up with that idea, matter of fact?
Me.
IDM. That's Ice Down Medallions, right?
Yeah.
Ice Down?
I do a lot of executive producing, B.
Dope.
I do a lot of executive producing, B. This is why I'm saying, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm be honest with you. I'm very humble.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
I'm very humble, bro.
that's good.
I'm very humble. But in this game,
You can't.
the game has changed so much. Like, back in the day, people used to give you your flowers. Like, yo, fam, such and such did such and such, whoop-de-whoop. Now, you humble, and people just look over you.
They just step on you.
Yeah, and it be your people too, and you be like, yo, beloved, come on, God.
Yeah.
I do a lot of executive producing. So yeah, I executive produced that whole situation. Royal Flush is a brother of mine. Tragedy Gaddafi is people's. You know what I'm saying? So he family out the Queens chapter. So we put it together. We was all chilling one day. You know what I mean? That Trag is on the chow.
Okay.
And after the show, we was just vibing, so we went to the studio. We went to my man's studio in Long Island, Rich Son's studio.
Okay.
I took him over there, and my man Rich, he actually put it together. He dropped the beat.
Dope.
He did the production on it, basically. Right. And from him, Evan Richardson is his name. From him, he did that, and we just started vibing. We knocked it out. After we recorded the record and put everything together, I went back, because it was just raw, I didn't have nothing on it. I went back and I put the scratches and the drops and everything and rearranged it, because it originally was Royal Flush, Traj, and then me.
Okay. And the version we got is reversed, I believe, right?
Yeah.
The version you got has me first,
Right.
and then Traj, and then Royal Flush.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So,
Right.
so for you artists that don't understand when I say I executive produce, now you fully understand like what it takes, like the different things that you have to listen to and to create to make things sound better.
Yeah, you have to have the ear and the vision for the song and what it's going to sound like as a complete product, a finished product.
Yeah.
Something tough about EPing that you probably have run into is when you got to kind of take somebody off a track.
Right.
Not because they're whack or their verses.
It just
is,
benefits.
it's just the track is better for whatever reason.
I have two ways of handling that though. So my thing, two ways of handling that is either I'm only going to take the hot parts of your joint, so I'll cut you down to 8, and then I'll come back in behind you or fill in with a chorus or bring somebody else in or whatever, fix it like that. Or I'll just take you off the record.
Yeah. No insult, no disrespect.
Sometimes you gotta know when to take yourself off the record.
Right.
saying?
Right. But nah, I'm not. I don't rap to be in my backyard with my mans.
Right.
It's my career. I really do this. You know what I'm saying?
So whatever
So-
gets you the best result.
Man, if this is playing and Puff Daddy or somebody like that and hear it, and they don't hear like how this was supposed to ride smooth together like one of their records, is a problem. I'm not competing with other people. I'm competing with the tops. That's how I create my music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, music is competition, especially in hip hop. So when I'm writing against the greats, or when I'm creating anything, executive producing, anything I'm doing with any of my talents, any of my hats, I'm doing it against the greats, and not just against them, but up to them. And when I say up to them, as far as living up to the platform and the plateau that they have, the bar that they've already raised.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And appreciation as well as giving to the culture. Because we're not going to give no trash to the culture if the bar was already raised in a certain way.
True.
Right?
Not only that, you're self-manifesting your own future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you carry yourself and present yourself as being of this level of quality, that's how people are going to see you, and that's how people are going to treat you.
Right.
And that's where you're going to fucking end up if you're willing to put in the work and continue down that path. You know what I'm saying? So
Correct.
There's nothing wrong with thinking big and dreaming big and accomplishing big, and then talking about what you done accomplished because you put in the work and the time and the effort and you made it up there. So I respect the humbleness as a fellow humble superstar and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They be trying to downplay
Sometimes
me.
you got to let them know.
That's
son.
super oxymoronic. He
Sometimes you
said
guys-
humble superstar.
You got to let them know.
But it works.
You got to let them know sometimes.
Oh
son.
yeah, bro. People be denying the greatness, man.
You know what
But
I mean?
as long as the greatness is within you,
You're
it
straight.
will show and
That's
be
right.
appreciated. Very quickly, you said the homie Royal Flush of the Queens lineage, correct?
Correct.
That's right.
Hit me with your top 5 Queens MCs.
Ooh.
Cool G Rap.
The legend himself.
100.
Nas.
For
The
sure.
God and the GOAT.
Noriega.
Ooh.
Shout out to Nori, man. My daughter, had she been born a boy, would be named Noriega Arzwaga. So lucky for her.
Where we at? 3?
3.
You could wait before you say number 3. You could have called her Noriega or Zwaga, short
Yeah.
for Nora.
Nora.
Instead of Nori.
I would have just called her Nori.
My bad. Go ahead. Number 3.
50.
50.
Hey,
That tour looks amazing.
facts. Last lap.
Run DMC.
Run DMC.
Hold on, we gotta put LL Cool J in there.
Absolutely. We can't
He up
leave
there.
out
So
LL,
if I only got 5, I'm not gonna hold you. They're gonna be mad at me. You know, all that legends gonna be mad at me. But I guess not really though. LL gotta go there before Run DMC.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
Cool G, Nas, Nori, 50, LL, honorable mention, Run DMC, all
Yeah.
legends within their own right.
100.
Right.
There's a song, I think it's summertime actually, where I hear the
If I had 6, I put Ja Rule in there.
Ja Rule. Shout out to Ja Rule. I don't think enough people are willing to admit how dope Ja Rule was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how much he accomplished, and add them to any of their favorites.
No, well,
Yeah.
I came up in a time where Ja was on mixtapes. They had Ja Rule versus DMX
Oh,
on mixtapes, and,
Right.
and you know, there was Cannabis and DMX and all of them.
Right.
So I grew up around that time. So
Yeah.
that was CDC days. CMC was it? Cash Money Click, I think.
a little after that.
After that,
A little bit like right in, like after that. It was a little bit after that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
dope, man. Shout out to
Definitely.
Ja, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He's got a dope thing going on with Amazon Music. I think it's called Idols or Icons.
Oh,
Icons.
yeah, icons. Yeah, yeah,
Where,
yeah.
And
they-
let me-
where artists come out and perform.
Let me
Yeah.
also say that situation with all that don't got nothing to do with me.
With
I don't know neither one of them brothers to that extent.
right.
You know what I'm saying? At all. To whatever that is whatever that is. That don't got nothing to do with me. I'm talking about me as a hip hop fan,
Right.
as a hip hop baby.
Yeah.
Those are the people that
Yeah.
that influenced or had some kind of, you know, vibe with me.
Absolutely. So on the summertime joint, I can definitely hear the 50.
Oh, 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Healthy. That's peace.
Absolutely.
That's
So
peace.
shout out to that. Very quickly before we move on, Next with the Crown out now. That project was released in 2019. What was your mindset going into that project? And was that your actual first project, or is that the first project out on DSPs?
First project out on DSP.
Okay. What was your actual first project, if you recall?
The first project was actually To Live and Die in New York,
The movie buff.
which is a project that's gonna actually, that is gonna actually be released with new music, same title, new music. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it never really came out. It was more like a sampler that everybody got, you know, bumping out the back of the trunk type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, you said new music, but will it also include some of the music from the original project?
No,
Nothing at all.
maybe choruses,
Okay.
chorus titles,
All
but the
right.
chorus flow will be different, things of that nature. But yeah, no.
Dope. So another project to look out for from the homie Roi Rapx. Now in 2023. Next with the Crown, pardon me, out now. Definitely go check it out on all DSPs. Now in the year 2023, you have already dropped the singles She Like, Summertime, Position of Power, and you're out there working and performing 100 for the gram. Definitely a dope track. What's been your favorite song release wise? Like, as far as rollout, performing it, you know what I'm saying?
Right now, 101 has become that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, where you haven't released it to the people yet, but
But you're performing it?
yeah, 101 has become that.
Did you say that features somebody?
No,
That's
Dolly.
just you.
Okay.
yeah, it's 101.
Who produced it?
Josiah Highway.
Dope. One of One that's dropping this year. Talk to me about 100 for the gram. We spoke about it very briefly on the red carpet, and shout
Yeah.
out to the Urban Latin Awards. Happy birthday, DJ June. He's out in PR right now, hanging out, doing his thing.
yeah. Shouts
Big
to
happy
him.
birthday to
Yeah,
him.
shout out DJ June for real. Appreciate you for having me.
When we were on the red carpet, what did you tell me about 100 for the gram? It's like not a warning piece. You used a very specific
No, like
word.
educational piece.
Like an
Yeah,
educational
Right?
piece, right?
So like we have been trained to think that everybody's supposed to be in our business and we supposed to
share everything.
Right? So it's to the point where we share everything, but now we slipping.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're showing people our addresses, license plates, all types of areas that you can actually tell, you know, if you've been around where a person is at. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it's a educational piece, but more so of that of basically, you know, like stay on point. You know what I mean? And definitely with these women out here, when you're a celebrity and you're moving around in the entertainment field, be on point. You know what I mean, with these women and everything that comes with being an entertainer. Right. You know what I'm saying? And Instagram just had to be the corporate and what I basically used to catapult that. Yeah. And
you'd be
some people think it's some street things, but that's
right.
Yeah, no.
People were surprised by the ignorance of other people when Instagram first blew up.
What do you mean?
Right? So people were surprised that a criminal would be on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Looking for victims. And who would be a perfect victim? Somebody that says, oh, I'm on my way to the gym. Yeah. Right? Because now you know they're not home. Mm-hmm. Or somebody that says, I just bought this new car. Whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? They're doing something innocently but naively.
Right.
And someone with negative intentions has their eyes open. Yeah. So people were surprised, or people were naive to this concept. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So people were just getting really robbed, and people were just getting, you know, hurt and stuff because they were basically giving the bad guys the information they needed. Exactly. Where you live, where you're at, what you're doing, who you're with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So definitely what the brother Roi Rapx is warning y'all about, sharing your location, you know, in real time.
Facts.
Posting your address, that's crazy. Posting your license plate that could be easily tracked, that's crazy. Posting, you know, people post credit cards and
stupid shit.
What's the joints? Passports and just crazy stuff, man. So y'all really got to be careful. The fellas, y'all got to be careful. There's ladies out there lining brothers up.
Yeah. Same thing with the ladies. Y'all got to be careful. There's fellas out there stalking ladies. You know?
Right.
But that's, I feel like that's common knowledge, where the guys are so ignorant and they let the fucking
ego
lust demon lead them into traps that you know could have been easily avoided.
I get it.
Fellas, definitely be on the lookout for that, and ladies as well. Definitely be careful on the gram. You know, everybody doesn't have good intentions.
Be a lot of creeps on the gram.
Absolutely, man.
Ladies definitely be on point
for sure.
Funny thing, I've had artists tell us that they walked into here cautiously.
Oh yeah,
thinking of potentially being lined up.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, because from the outside, this place doesn't look like you know.
I get it. You know, not that we would ever even
absolutely.
think about that, but I can see how it would be a thing. You know.
It looks kind of sketchy.
It's people are afraid of anything or on point, put themselves on point for anything that they don't understand. Right.
True.
So if it's an area they're not aware of, they're gonna be on point regardless. Right. So or if they're not used to the look of certain areas,
right,
they're gonna be on point. Right. Yeah. So cause y'all situation don't look bad. They don't look bad up here, fellas.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ladies, no. Fellas and ladies.
No. Inside the studio is dope. I'm just saying, the building on the outside looks kind of crazy.
He's being real, but there's nothing sketchy going on.
Nah, not at all.
Amen.
100%.
And you got to be from a certain generation and from a certain cloth to have that mentality.
True.
I think, you know, the younger generation, God bless them, they're just very more trusting and willing and adventurous and free for freedom and shit. So shout out to them, but be careful at the same time. Yeah. And we have to take partial blame in that. Another joint I was reading the other day, you know, we complain a lot about these kids and just how they are, how they move, how spoiled, how entitled they are. You know what I'm saying? But that's just an effect of the generations and the parenting. You know,
the life that we've provided for them.
We didn't want them to grow up how we had to grow up with that.
Right. But you know what? But you know what? Also, though, is important with that. When you have a kid, there's no book for it, right?
Right.
Yeah, never.
So I can just tell you off experience of something that I did. and I was just fortunate to do so because it's just how my mind thinks, right? And this is the problem. We don't talk about this type of thing. Like if I'm on the radio, I'm not talking to you and giving you a life example that can probably help a lot of people with parenting because there's no book. Right?
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, I sat in my living room. I remember I was living in Georgia. And first I said to myself, I can't believe I'm responsible for a whole human being. Like it's just not like a gift. Like it's a gift, but it's not like somebody gave you a dog or something.
Yeah.
It's a lot different. You are responsible for how this person
turns out.
Not only that, lives.
How this person, how they live, but
how they survive.
How they live is cool because that's only at a certain point, right? It's up to a certain point, right? But what really matters is you're responsible for how this person responds to society.
That's what I mean. How they turn out.
How they contribute to society, right? That's big. That means there's things that you have to instill in it in order for it to go in whatever direction it is that you want it to go.
Right.
Now, if you don't consciously think about that, then there's things that you're not instilling to it.
Yeah. There's things that you'll miss.
That you're going to miss, right? We're all going to miss something regardless, but now they're missing something because you're not even thinking about that part, right? So I made sure that I said to myself, what do I talk to my child, my baby about? What do I instill in my baby, right?
Yeah.
So I just started talking jewels to her.
Yeah.
You know, just giving her different jewels, giving her different gems. You know what I'm saying? And just instilling those gems and working on those gems every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's really that also into the parenting. It's like, yeah, you want to give your child everything that you didn't have. But you got to give them the disclaimer with that though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It got to come with a disclaimer. Because if it doesn't come with a disclaimer, then that's what they're going to think it is.
Yeah.
Everything is just given.
Yeah.
Why not? Why can't I have it? You know what I'm saying? And that goes a whole different ways once they start getting older. They see people that have things that they don't have, they take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So is some of it is a lot of it goes into the parenting and what we take time to mentally feed into the babies.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to that. Shout out to Roi Rapx, girl dad, I believe, correct?
True indeed.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the girl dads out there. Shout out to all the boy dads out there as well. And shout out to all the baby boys and baby girls out there. Let me give a quick rest in peace to the homie Tito. Rest in peace to the homie Ricky. And rest in peace to Uncle Louie, matter of fact, out in Long Island. Rest in peace. Shout out to all y'all. Love and condolences to all the families. Let's continue. Speaking of your seed, right? These jewels that you drop on her, they come from what you were raised on.
Correct.
Your beliefs and what's been instilled in you. And I'm sure being a member of the 5% Nation that you're constantly receiving jewels and knowledge and just dope life lessons and things that you can share, right? So talk to me about getting into the culture and when that occurred and who was it that brought you in?
Well, I've always been around 5%ers since I was like 12 years old.
Right.
One of my first divine attributes was Antel. I received that divine attribute from just hanging out with people in the culture, brothers in the culture, right? So I wasn't really a 5% at that time. But the influence and the mentality of knowledge itself was always a part of me from that, right? So going forward, later on in my life, I started hanging around 5%ers again, you know what I mean? So I traveled different sciences, as we would say. I traveled different sciences and then, spun back around and dealt with nature. And I got locked up. I got locked up around 2016.
Okay.
I got locked up in 2016. I was approached by one of the brothers in the nation. I was just working out, doing my own thing. And one of the brothers from the nation approached me. And we started talking or whatever, and he introduced me to the other brothers that was in the jail that I was in. And from there, a brother named Sirius, brother named Sirius took a liking to me. And Sirius Allah, And from there, I just took right to it, and I became one of the best students in the jail in our class.
Okay.
You know, because we held class, we held school within the belly of the beast, which is what we call prison. And I was just, you know, very, very, very good with the science. You know, I dealt with high science at that time. And so I took my oath, which we take a 3-day fast.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Take a 3-day fast where you can just, you drink liquids, but you can't eat anything.
Yeah.
So, which is a beautiful experience, because where you think you're going to be weak, you actually elevate, your mind elevates and takes you to another place where you actually have more strength.
Right.
You feel lighter on your feet, you're stronger. And so it's something that people are afraid of when they come to fasting.
Right.
You're actually able to think clearer as well, which is the main source of it. Thinking clearer, you can finish a whole book without any distractions, things of that nature, right? So I went through that. I did that. A lot of brothers, you know, there's no bigger gods or little gods. We just all, you know, everybody does the knowledge at their own time. You know what I mean? So I did mine in the first shot.
Okay.
My fast was 3 days, no mess ups, went straight through it.
Nice.
Around that time when you're fasting, they have you read a book called The Father. You know, it's a story about the father who created the nation.
Okay.
Who was say a disciple, if you would say, of Malcolm X, right? And he also was part of the FOI, you know, Nation of Islam, but he's the Fruits of Islam. He was part of the Fruits of Islam and trained them and things of that nature. And as he left them, he started the 5% Nation.
Right.
So so you read that while you're going through your fasting, and I did that as well. And so serious Allah is who my enlightener is. You know, my divine attribute is ruler our God Allah.
Okay.
Define divine attribute for us.
Divine attribute is the name, as you will say, as we will, that makes up you.
Okay.
In the Nation of 5%ers, we have something called born. We're born it out. You're born it out. It means you basically break down names through numbers, through the supreme alphabet. You know, between the supreme alphabet and the supreme mathematics, you break down a name or whatever word is given.
Okay.
And you find the true meaning of that word through borning it out, right? So, that's how you come up with it. Your enlightener usually gives you your divine attribute. You know what I mean? That's how it's supposed to go. And he gets the name from, you know, basically looking at your character, how you carry yourself, how you deal with people, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And your strengths, your weaknesses. You know what I mean? And he borns that out.
Okay.
And then he comes up with your divine attribute.
Now, if someone were interested in studying further the 5% Nation, is there any sort of media that you could recommend to them? Potentially a book or a documentary or something? Somewhere they could go to further their knowledge? Is there a school that maybe
5%, just 5% Nation, the School of Gods and Earths.
And where's that located?
You have a location in Brooklyn. You have a location in Harlem. You look it up. It'll pop up.
5% Nation, School of Gods and Earths, for anyone who is interested in furthering their education and their knowledge of the 5% culture, the 5% lessons. I've always found interest in it based off, you know, obviously I can't recall being directly exposed to a 5%er, mainly through music and, you know, rappers, movies, whatever the case may be. But the dedication, the discipline, and the way that they carry themselves, the way that they speak to each other, the way that they speak of each other and of oneself has often interested me. So definitely something I want to look into more and learn a little bit more about.
That's peace, Carl.
Yeah,
That's
man.
peace.
And when were you? What would the right term be? Reborn? Like when you become a
When did I
member?
make Knowledge born?
That's yes. When did you make Knowledge born?
In the year of wisdom, knowledge, cipher, equality.
And for those of us who don't know the supreme
Sorry.
mathematics,
Part self now cipher. Wisdom, cipher, knowledge, equality. That's 2016.
2016, dope, man. Definitely something that people should learn about and check out, and definitely respect y'all.
Absolutely.
Word up.
We are not a religion, we're a culture.
Oh, okay. Good to know, because it's often confused as
As a religion,
it's
yeah.
often referred to and confused.
Yeah, we're not a religion, we're a culture.
So it's more
It's a way,
culture.
it's a way of life.
Okay, definitely dope, man. Talk to me about, you say Josiah Hotwire is the in-house producer for the Black Time Music Group. Hit me with 5 producers that you would want to work with.
Dr. Dre,
The legend of Dr. Dre, absolutely.
DJ Premier,
DJ Premier, classic, bro. Classic dude right there.
Hit Boy.
Hit Boy, okay, that's a nice surprise. Definitely hot right now.
Hell yeah.
Hit Boy got a sound, right? He got a sound. Harry Fraud.
Okay, now that's a surprise pick.
I fuck with Harry Fraud. I like him. He nice.
He doesn't get much roses, bro.
He needs
No.
to
He
get more
doesn't get
Harry
much
Fraud.
shine.
He's nice though.
Yeah,
He's
he
done
crazy.
albums with Jones. He's done albums with
Everybody.
Yeah, with mad people, as a matter
Oh
of
yeah.
fact.
Yeah, Harry Fraud is it.
And one last producer you'd like to work with.
Yeah, just for the 5, for Kanye.
Kanye, let's go.
Yeah.
Where are you, Kanye? Come back, bro. There's hearsay about some new Kanye music dropping, so hopefully
Yeah.
we'll see. Hopefully he's in a better place mentally and physically.
Supposedly the rollout has started.
So we'll be looking forward to that. Now, brother Roi Rapx, we done discussed the Good Orderly Direction clothing brand. We discussed the Black Time Mafia, aka the Black Time Music Group. We discussed your acting career. Circles out now.
Hell yeah.
Pray Before You Eat 2 out now. We discussed your projects, the stuff you got out now, the next With the Crown projects. You got the One of One project coming, Black Beetle Gang project coming, To Live and Die in New York project coming. What else are you working on or focused on that we haven't discussed that we should be on the lookout for? Oh, you said the biopic is in the works. You're writing that.
Yes, right.
So you're a busy
Wow.
man, bro.
Definitely. The biopic is definitely in the works. I'm writing.
Are you gonna play you
Working on
in your
that.
biopic?
At some point.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got to be a younger.
Yeah,
Roi.
it's gonna be a younger Roi Rapx, and then
Young Roi.
I'm gonna cut the mustache and all that,
Yeah.
stuff like that,
That's
chin
right.
hair and
Okay,
all
okay.
that. I'm gonna cut all that, and then
Okay.
I'll play most likely from young adult Roi Rapx
Okay.
Right.
to whenever the movie ends.
Okay.
And when do you think this would like go into production? Right. So I asked because when would the movie end? You
Yeah,
know what
exactly.
I'm saying? Because you're a young dude. You still have
still
a
here.
lot of life to live and a
Yeah.
lot of dreams to crush.
It's
You're still doing.
It's a positive piece. It's a lesson piece at the end because I've been through a lot in my life.
Right.
I mean, a lot of downs and ups.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that go through a lot of downs and ups. You know what I mean? And a lot of people that go from some ups and some downs and they stay down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and so the piece is more so for the people that stay down and need some inspiration to get up.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And need some representation of them that shows them you know what, I could do it too. You know what I mean? Or yeah, you know, this sparks a flame and sparks a thought for them to try something different, maybe that they never tried before.
Right.
Or, you know, figure out a way. So that's what the ending of it really is. So I can end it at any time after I came home from jail.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I came home from jail, I opened up my own medical courier company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Congratulations.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? So you know, there's ways. That's basically what the piece is about.
Okay.
So through all the, you know, the sex, money, the drugs, and the violence in the movie, the positive outcome is at the end, I show people that you can make a way.
Okay.
And that your story is never over until you actually say that it's over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what your story may be.
Shout out to that. Definitely a dope message. So everybody be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for the new projects dropping. Stay in tune with Black Tie Music Group. Make sure you're on at Roi Rapx, ROIRAPX.me. Follow the brother Roi Rapx on the gram. Follow the Black Tie Music Group. Follow the homies, Dub Mayer, Big Bro, Superstar J, Stino. And before I let you go, brother
Josiah Hotwire.
Josiah Hotwire, absolutely.
Nico B.
Black Beetle Gang.
Roi Rapx out this month.
Roi Rapx, 1 of 1 dropping soon.
God.
Definitely check that out. Before we let you go, my brother, my co-host VSOP is going to run you through 10 shots with VSOP.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to play my favorite Roi Rapx song.
We should have had some drinks to get drunk off the 10 shots, like every question. Like, pop, pop, pop. Come on.
But I'm going to ask you real quick, 10 rapid-fire questions. You answer them with minimal thought. We'll circle back and discuss your answers, all right?
All right, let's
Here we
do
go.
it.
Number 10. Queens Edition, by the way. This is Queens Edition.
Right.
Shout out
right.
to Queens. Queens get the money.
I know what's
Yes,
up.
sir.
All right, number 10. Bigger lyrical Queens legend. Cool G Rap or LL Cool J?
Cool J.
Okay. CNN or Onyx? Who you prefer?
CNN.
Okay. Better Queens producer, Marley Marl or Q-Tip?
Marley Marl.
All right. Second, like, you know how you got 2 MCs in a group? This is the battle of, like, who's the better second? Fife Dog or Havoc?
Would that be the supporting MC?
Supporting.
I gotta go with Fife, man.
Fife?
Yeah,
No question,
I heard Fife before I heard Havoc.
Rest in peace, Fife. Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Rest in peace, Fife.
Absolutely, 100%.
Rest in peace, Prodigy. Word.
Yes, got to say that correctly. Pardon me.
Absolutely. All right. Better Queens beat, Quiet Storm or Survival of the Fittest?
Quiet Storm. Oh, that's both.
Both Mobb Deep, yeah.
they're
Shout out
both
Mobb Deep.
hard. We're gonna go with Quiet. All right, never mind. We're gonna go with Quiet Storm.
Quiet Storm? No
Yeah.
question. All right. But better DJ, Clue or Funk Flex? Who you prefer? Who's a bigger legend?
Clue.
Clue?
Clue. That's Queens.
Queens
bruh.
all day. I should have known that.
Clue, God.
De La or Tribe Called Quest?
Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
Queens again. Don't let me down, Roi Rapx.
Better Queens posse cut, LA or Scenario?
Scenario.
All right. We know that the best rappers come from Queens, but out of these 3 boroughs, where the best rappers come from? Brooklyn, Bronx, or Harlem?
What? You said you know the best rappers come out of Queens, but out of
So
those 3
excluding
boroughs-
Queens.
Excluding
Okay.
Queens.
Who's the
All right.
second best?
Who's the second best? Brooklyn, Harlem, or the Bronx?
Me personally, Brooklyn, but my gang is from Harlem, so
Okay. All right, so Brooklyn, Harlem.
yeah, my right hand man from Brooklyn.
No
But
doubt.
my gang, Black Beetle Gang, they from Harlem, so
Okay.
Shout out
Harlem.
to both, man.
Shouts to
Brooklyn,
both.
Harlem, Queens.
Last one, rapping and acting, if you could choose one.
That's crazy. Rapping.
Rapping?
Yeah.
All right, Roi
Shout out
Rapx.
to that. Roi Rapx. The name is Roi Rapx, not Roi
Roi
Axe.
Axe.
So you should have known. But Roy does act, so definitely be on the lookout. Once again, Circles the movie out now on Prime Video. Pray Before You Eat 2 out now, possibly on Tubi. Go check it out. Next with the Crown, out now on all DSPs.
Right.
She Like Summertime, Position of Power, 100 for the gram. All out now. One of One coming soon. Black Beetle Gang coming soon.
Right.
To Live and Die in New York coming soon. Ooh. You said the name of another EP. Did I not write it down?
Not sure, but I'll be honest with you. The movie, the biopic, we trying to get Sonny Dew to do it.
Let's go, Sonny
go.
Dew,
Yeah,
manager
man.
extraordinaire. So Roi Rapx, my brother, thank you for pulling up
Yes,
today.
sir.
Thank you for dropping these jewels on us, talking to us. And before you go, I want to play my favorite song. I mentioned it earlier. Roi Rapx, As We Fade Out, Summertime.
Oh, here we go.
It's the God.
Yes, sir.
Don't put it too loud.
Don't put it too loud.
There you go.
New Roi Rapx, Summertime. Out now, Queens. Shout out to y'all. Queens got the money. The Great American Hip Hop Debate Podcast, episode 159. Woo! BSOP.
We out, baby. No
Brother Burns. Shout out to Brother F. Straight Fuego Studios. Dolly was good. Get your teeth whitening. Luna Bright Teeth Whitening. Available now. Book your appointment.
It's just right.
Dolly's Empanadas out now by the dozen. Place your orders. They slapping.
Yeah. Not hungry no more.
Roi Rapx, go download the music. Go stream the music. Go stream the movies. My brother, thank you for pulling up.
Thank you for having me.
And we out.